rare sight.
Blimey.
A bite in the reed camp.
I thought you'd gone home.
Well, I just went to the local David Lloyd and had a freshen up because I've got to go and do a open day tomorrow, so I didn't really want to go there after 2 days on the bank and be the great unwashed. I've come back, slight change with the rigs, just lengthened them slightly after the occurrence you had earlier, just in case I had a similar pattern going on. Put half a bucket of bait out and the middle rod's ramped off.
Excellent.
So yeah, nice to get another bite because it hasn't been very fruitful for me, but to be honest I've enjoyed watching you and Jason. As always, picked up a load of tips and tricks for this type of fishing that I can take on next time, which has been quite handy. And yeah, we've had a good couple of days. Yeah, no, that's an early bite. I might even get another one after this. Might be a few on the spot. All three of them are less than 8 or 9 inches apart, so where there's one, it's normally more. So there you go. I'll tell you what, one thing I have noticed just watching you, we would have been in a world of trouble without them extensions, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
It is so shallow. You would have been all sorts of, unless you always had your waders on, which obviously you're never going to have.
Right, let's have a look out here. What have we got going on?
Got a little mirror. Determined not to get up. We've got it. It's in. Lovely, I needed that.
Right, well done, Adam Reed, he's back in the game.
Chuck the waders on and have a look at him, shall we?
Superb, mate.
Well, there he is. A little mirror that I desperately needed because I've been struggling for bites, as you've seen. But so yeah, lovely to get off the mark. As I said, slight change with the rigs, just lengthened them a bit. I thought I'll try that. I also made a slight change with the bait. Went on what I call boilie mush. And I make that using the new Pureflo system. So I'm going to slip this cart back, get the rod back out, and then I'll show you what I've been doing with my boilies just to make it a little bit different. Lovely. Well, there's the slight rig change I just talked about. Not a great deal different. The rig before was no more than about 4.5 inches. 15 pound soft braid again, exactly the same. I've just lengthened that up to about, I don't know, maybe 10 inches. Up the hook size 1, so it's a 4 curve now, and just a tiny little, between 10 and 12 mil wafter. I was double corn before that, again, sort of critically balanced. But yeah, that's just done me the bite. Could be the colour, could be the boilie, might just be a bit of luck, but I don't care. It's another fish. I'm going to get it back out there, see if we can catch another one. Right, so let's show you that little bait change I've made, which may have made a difference, might not, but it's a good thing to show you anyway because it involves the new, just released, Pureflo Boilie Air-Dry System. Now I've been using this since last spring. I soak my boilies a lot, and I used to just use a 13 litre or 17 litre bucket. I used to get to the lake, fill it with lake water, in go the boilies and do it from there. But it always involves sticking your hands back in the bucket, pulling out the bait, trying to make it up with all the water in the bucket, which was a little bit annoying if I'm honest. So this new air dry system makes that work so much easier. I'll show you now. This is just one of our 17 litre buckets, and inside is the new system itself. Comes with a lid. I just pop the lid off, and as you can see, I've just got my boilies there soaking in lake water. So it's as simple as lifting that up, twisting it, stacking it like so, letting the water drain out, and now I can deal with as much of that or as little of that as I like. And before I was putting my hands in the water, especially in the winter months, sometimes I was soaking a bit of boilie in the winter, and putting your hands in that freezing cold water is not very nice. Now that's been soaking for about, I don't know, maybe 6-7 hours. And as you can see, just from that, I can just mush that in my hands, and basically that is what I'm trying to achieve. So all I do is, if gel backs up there, I will just get the whole of that. I've got my spod bucket adapter kit here. I'll just pour all of those boilies into the bucket. Now I've got no water, no juice. Don't mean I'm not going to add any, but to do this bit, I like not having any water in there. So all I'll do now is just get in there with my hands. It's a little bit mucky, and depending on what bait you're using. If you're using an horrible old fish meal, then you're probably not going to like doing this, but you can wash your hands. So I'm just breaking them up. Do it as much as you like. Now for purpose of this video link, just to keep it nice and short, I'll leave it there, but you get the idea. I'll stay on this for about 5-10 minutes and get most of it down. Now my thought behind that is going to lay on the bottom out there in bits and pieces, chunks, little flakes, and it just sits out there for such a long time, and I think carp just graze on it, keep visiting it, and I just think it's a really good edge. But what I'll do now is I'll just take the filter system out for a second, and now depending on what else I'm adding to the mix, I might be adding pellet, a little bit of powder, but this water's lovely now. It's got all the flavours of the boilie, so I'll just splosh a little bit over the top of that, keep adding it like that until I'm really happy with how I want it. It just turns it into a lovely wet mush, which is exactly what I want. Now coming back to the filter system itself, as you can see, I've just used it for soaking boilies, but that's not its only use, and to be honest, its main use is for air drying your boilies. And again, I've been using this since last spring. It's a fantastic bit of kit. As you can see from the cone that goes up through the middle, it gives you airflow around the entire bucket. And I just think other air dry bags just don't give you as good an air dry qualities as that. It's also rodent proof, and you can hang it up in the tree. You can also leave it standing outside your bivvy. We've got these nice little feet on the bottom, and then you can drop it back in the bucket like so. Grab your lid, stick it on, nothing's going to get to it. Now that's sealed up now. Bucket lid goes on. That's sealed. So there you go. Just a little tip on how I like to prepare my boilies. Now for more information on the Pureflo, please visit the Trakker website.